Yeah, hi guys, we're back again, and it's early April, and we're right in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic at the moment, so let's not focus on that. Let's talk about silver and gold, and we're going to start off today with looking at some old Perth Mint silver bars. I've had a few of these. These particular ones, or these are rather the early equivalent of what would be now the 10-ounce bars. These were probably minted about 40 to 50 years ago, judging from the old logo that's on these. In those days they hadn't standardized the size, so they all varied. I've had these bars in size from a full 10 ounces down to 9.08, I think was the lightest one I've seen. These ones 9.61 and 9.16. It made it very confusing because they all look exactly the same, but obviously to very different weights. But yes, very different now. So those were the old sort of around the 10 ounce size, and this is a full kilo. Once again, the old style Perth Mint bar. There's the old style logo. But yeah, just another very nice piece. It's almost antique in finish. Very sharp edges. It's a nice piece, and again, one chunky bit of silver. A couple of my favourite gold coins. This is the 2014 anniversary 1 ounce kangaroo. When it was purchased, it was probably about a third of the price that it's worth today, but they're all very sweet coins, aren't they? I like this one. This is the original kangaroo design with the radiating lines on it, the famous red kangaroo, as it was called, design. So there's that one, and this is another one of my favourites, the 2012 with a windmill in it. I like this little guy. But when all's said and done, it's just gold, isn't it? It's worth the value of the gold that's in it. And that is again going up. If you've got it already, you're sweet. If you've got to buy it now, it's a different situation. Okay. There was no particular reason to show you that. I just thought it's a little bit of happy news. One of the gold coin I want to show you again today, the one I've shown in the past, it's the RAM, the Royal Australian Mint Lunar Series Gold Mouse. And because it's such a spectacular coin, and I have it available at the moment, let's take another look. It comes in this beautiful presentation case, and there it is. The mintage number on this was 750. But yes, it's a very unique piece in that it's a domed coin, so it's kind of shaped like a dish. But yeah, this one again is available. They've got limited numbers left at the mint, so not much above the spot price of gold either, considering the detail that's gone into this coin. There it is, and you get a very handsome cigar box to go with it. Look at that. Very nice. I've got to put this back in. All right, I'm going to feature today a couple of Royal Australian Mint oddities. This is a new series that came out this week called Inside. So we're taking a look at the inside of animals. So the first one here is the Tasmanian Devil. I've opened the box so I don't have to fumble with it. But these are 1 ounce proof coins. The mintage numbers on these were 5,000. But yeah, I don't know what you think about this. I'm not quite sure what I think about this. It's a skeleton of a Tasmanian devil. And it's nicely executed, but yeah. It's an unusual concept, isn't it? So that was the Tassie Devil, and the next one is the Inland Taipan Snake. One to avoid at all costs, I'm sure. And again, mintage number of 5,000. But again, an unusual concept. Some nice detailing. And the final coin I want to show you today is it's again it's a new coin from the RAM, the Royal Australian Mint, but different subject matter. Of all things, celebrating the early Afghan Cameleers that came to Australia. If you don't know, Australia has the world's largest wild camel population, would you believe? There are around about 300,000 wild camels living in the outback. Most Australians have never seen one because they tend to stick to very isolated places. They were getting out of control about 15 years ago, and they had to be a cull because they were getting close to 1 million. And they were doing a lot of damage to the environment. So currently we're seeing around about 300,000. Oh, by the way, I meant to mention that the Perth Mint, pictured here in beautiful Technicolor, is currently closed. It's been closed for the last 3 weeks. They ran out of coins, and of course the worry with the COVID virus has determined that they won't open the gates for a little while. You can order online and pick up from there, but otherwise it's closed. So yes, as I mentioned, there are 300,000 approximately wild camels living in the outback of Australia. And this coin is linked to them in terms of the Afghan Cameleers that were brought in to drive the trains that these camels were involved in. A lot of people think that the Afghans brought the camels over. In fact, they didn't. The first camels were brought over to Australia in 1840 by local British settlers here as a way of getting around. If you've got to travel 2,000 miles in hot desert with very little in the way of water, no horse is going to survive that, but a camel will, and camels do. They thrive in this. So this is an unusual one. It's an unusual weight too. It's measured in grams. It's a 18.24 grams, which is just over half an ounce. Mintage number of 2,500. So it's around about a half an ounce in weight, proof coin. And we've got an Afghan gentleman and his camel pictured there. The other interesting thing about the Afghans who were brought over is that they weren't Afghans at all. They were from the area that's now Pakistan. Of course, Pakistan hasn't existed since has only existed since 1947. So it was the Indian area that these of what is now Pakistan that most of these people came from. They were the first major Muslim group to come to Australia, and they were so synonymous with Central Australia that the train that runs north, south, south, north up the middle of the country is called the Ghan. There it is, the Ghan, and it's got a picture of an Afghan Cameleer on his camel on it. The Ghan train is supposedly the world's longest passenger train. Now, if it isn't, don't tell me, I really don't care, but it's an interesting fact if it's true. But that train runs between Adelaide and Darwin, and a base price ticket on that train is about a couple of thousand Australian dollars, so it's not a journey you'd do lightly. In the back of the train, most of the cars are freight. A lot of people carry their vehicles and so on in the back area, but that is the Ghan train and the link with the early Afghan Cameleers and the wild camels that now inhabit most of Australia that Australians have never seen. All right, just to recap on some oddities and some coins you've seen before, but Yes, we all hope for better in the future. Good luck, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.